It is the first week of September. The leaves have already started to fall. Yes, we're in autumn, which is very exciting because today I'm going to share with you a product that I've been waiting for all year, for this moment, for those leaves to be on the ground. It is the brand new Ego LV 5000E, and in this video we are going to get it out of the box, get it assembled, show you how it all goes together. We're going to test it on gravel, wet grass, and of course some leaves. And I just want to say that all the Ego products we have featured on our channel are available to view on Ego's website, and we have popped that link below in the description. Right, let's go and get it put together. Right, let's see what's in the box. Oh yes, some big tubes. That is the tool. We have a bag and one of them. Oh yeah, one of them. So the main body unit. So your vacuum would be joined on here, and your blower on there, or your bag would be joined on there. So there's two different ways, which will show you how it works as a vacuum and a blower as we go along. We've got the trigger up here. Oh nice, just single trigger. No sort of extra buttons or anything you've got to press, just pull and go. And then back here you have a, I presume, speed regulator, so that you can, you know, have it on flat out, max, or down low for easier work. Now, where I think we'll need that, should we say, lower power later on is on gravel. So you're not vacuuming the gravel, you're just vacuuming the debris around it, which we'll definitely try. Battery slot there, back handle. Yeah, so this is your blower tube. So that one should just, no, it could be the other way around, James. There we go. Slides on, and that clipped in there, look. Nice. And then you've got your little cone nozzle for the end, goes up and click on there. So now you're setting blow, right? Just pop a battery in now. They recommend this blow to be used on a 5 amp hour battery, but being an Ego product, you could run it on their 2.5, their 5, their 4s, their 6s, their 7.5s, their 10s, and their 12s. Obviously, the bigger the battery, the heavier the unit is going to be. But I think we should have a little, put it on to max and have a little blow. I thought, oh, it sounds a bit underpowered to start with, but that soon ramps up to something that sounds quite impressive. Right, let's convert it into vacuum. Right, so I'll take the blower nozzle off. That comes off nice and easily. I like that. And then we're going to have to open this clip here to open the door where it actually comes to see your shredding blade inside there. So this is obviously your fan inside, which is creating the vacuum and the blowing force. But you've got a shredding blade in there. Now, Ego state that this will shred material from 1 to 16. So then we're going to need this one here, which I am going to make some assumptions as we go along. You're going to need to work that into there, like so, and then clip that in that green little clip there, like that. And then you have your tube up here, which will then go into, let's get a bit more power, there we go, perfect. And then where the blower nozzle was is where your bag is going to live. So that's going to go, same green clip as it was before, that goes onto there. Now these little green ones here, you might wonder what they are. That'll actually be a safety feature, so the machine won't power up without those two being depressed. The idea of that is so you can't put your hand up there and shred your fingers. Obviously they've got to have those safety features on these machines for those types of people who need them. And then you push that on there, that'll clip in again like the other one did. So now we are in vacuum mode. I'm not going to fire it up, we'll save that for when we go and vacuum something in a minute, which I think is now. I think we'll try it for a less obvious purpose. Now, I've got some shavings here. So if you can imagine that you might want a vacuum to clear up after you've been doing some planing, try it with something like that first, before we move it on to the more obvious jobs. This thing keeps unclipping. Not sure on that bit yet, but that just hooks on there, but it doesn't stay there. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Let's try it on freehand to start with. Have I got this upside down? No, I haven't got this upside down. That's right, there we go. Perfect, let's go. Winner. Look at the old bag, how it blows up, look. Let's try it on some dirt. So it's better to see how we actually empty it. So got a bin here and we've got a sack full of, the 40-litre sack is filling up. But no, it's picked up all that sawdust in there, so there's sawdust and dirt. So I unzip and let it into the bin. What a beautiful dusty mess that is. Right, time for some leaves. All right, so leaves and lots of leaves. We've got sycamore leaves galore. Yes, probably one of the earliest leaves to fall. Now, we have got stuff in grass, in shady areas, on tarmac and in gravel. I think I better get strapped up with my vacuum and see what it can do. As we're going to use it for a little length of time, I've put the harness on, and to be fair, that actually works quite well. So I can be here nice and work my way up through. Now, this little lever here that I said at the beginning was speed control, which it is, actually has a couple different settings on it. So you can actually use it, so you just got it on your trigger. So you can use it as you wish, up and down, variable trigger. And then you can actually use it on cruise control. So I'm not pressing the trigger now. You can leave it there, like that, right up to max. Now that's brilliant because all I've got to do now is steer it, turn it up to max and work my way along. Brilliant, right, let's pick some leaves.
The Ego LV 5000E 3-in-1 leaf vacuum, a blower, vacuum and mulcher all in one. Powered by Ego's 56-volt arc lithium battery system, it delivers petrol equivalent performance without the noise and emission. With up to 850 cubic meters of airflow per hour and airspeeds of 93 meters per second. It is designed to shift anything from light debris to heavy piles of leaves with ease. The 16:1 mulching ratio packs shredded leaves neatly into the 40-litre collection bag, saving you time and effort. Lightweight, ergonomic and built for comfort, the LV 5000E makes garden cleanups faster, cleaner and easier than ever.
I think I'm full. Now I have made one adjustment, which isn't, should we say, factory, and I've actually wrapped that strap around there to keep this bag from being baggy underneath. That strap's, I'd say, just a little bit too long, and it keeps unhooking. This way, it's actually working perfectly and doesn't come off. Just gonna empty my bag and see how well this is mulched. Right, what have we got in here? Mulched up leaves, 16:1. Perfect for your compost. Let's empty them out up here, out the way. Look. Oh, there we go. There we are. So it's the equivalent to 6 wheelbarrows of leaves, sorry, 16 wheelbarrows of leaves into one. And proper full up here. There we go. Make sure your pipes are empty. Good to empty out your pipes now and again. There we go. Right, let's do some more. Right, I think I need to address this, and that is the fact that on these bigger leaves, I've worked out that there's a load sensor inside this motor, so when it gets big volume coming into it, it dies down and then builds itself back up again. Do I like that? Don't I? It's cutting in and out a lot on this big leaf. There's a lot of leaves here, and sycamore leaves are obviously big, so I'm having to go a little bit steady so that motor doesn't die out, but it's still doing it every now and again. I think on beech leaves, some smaller leaves like that, it wouldn't do it at all. And just to show how wet these leaves are, look, I've created a bit of a slurry pipe, look. Beautiful. Nice. But it's doing it. It is picking them up. Slowly but surely, I think the term would be. Anyway, another full bag, and then we'll try some gravel. So having that speed control, be able to turn it down in loose gravel, I think probably if I turn that right up, it'll probably try and suck up the gravel. Let's try it. Maximum speed. There you go. It's trying to suck that up as well. So yeah, Be able to turn that down on gravel so you can suck up what you want to suck up, the loose stuff, and leave the heavy stuff behind. Right, next area. So far I've used two 5 amp hour batteries doing what we've done. So I'm actually going to slot in a 12 amp now. Biggest battery they've got. So just coming down through there, had on full power, and it wasn't cutting out because of a load sensor at all. So perhaps it hasn't got a load sensor. Perhaps we've done something wrong previously. Don't know, but it has certainly got some power when you get going. It will vacuum it up. I thought I was doing a better job, and that's because we got the 12 amp hour in instead of the 5 amp hour. So it does make a difference of how much power is being pushed through to the machine. So I'd say if you're doing heavier work, you're going to want either the 7.5, the 10, or the 12. We've changed it for the blower. So let's give it a go.
Now set in the blowing configuration, it reduces the weight from 5.8 kilograms when vacuuming to 4.2 kilograms when blowing with a force of 15 newtons. The narrow cone nozzle gives you great directional flow to allow you to really get under the required material. Perfect for many different blowing tasks.
There we go. That's all the sucking and all the blowing done. I think I've got a full box. I do have a full, well, nearly full box anyway. Right, let's empty that one. Oh no, I tripped and I fell. Oh no, my grass has gone everywhere. But luckily, I can do this. I can take the battery out of my mower and I can put it into my vacuum like so. And if I can remember which way it goes, there we go. We're on it, James. We can now fire her up. Funny looking lawn clippings. Boom. So there we have the Ego LV5000E, and I am quite happy with what we have shown you as a true test of what this machine can do. And I think the results speak for themselves. Now, there's a couple of things I love about it, a couple of things that I think could be adjusted or changed. The first change would be how that grass bag has got such a long grass bag, or debris bag, leaf bag, whatever you want to call it. It's got such a long strap. It'd be nice if that was shorter and there was sort of a clip on here, under here, for that to clip into rather than just loop over the top. Now, it worked fine, us putting it up around there and just pulling it up tighter around that handle and in underneath. It didn't take any longer to take on and off. Obviously, we used it mainly with the 5 amp hour batteries, and we went through two 5 amp hour batteries and 2 bars, I think it was, on the 12 amp as well, doing what we've done. And we, to be fair, I think we put through about 12 of these leaf bag full of leaves, and we also obviously used the blower as well to blow a load of leaves out of the way, which we're probably using for about 13 minutes. So I'd say for a blower slash vacuum, the battery runtime is actually pretty good. Now, I would recommend using it on the 7.5 or above to get that full power and capacity. With that 5 amp hour batteries, it was stopping and allowing itself to speed back up again. So I'd go 7.5. We've just used it with a 7.5 now for the last little bit we've done, and it's been absolutely brilliant. Cannot fault it one bit. I love the aluminium sort of bits at the bottom, just because that allows you to not wear it down quite so fast as you would the plastic ones. How you convert it from blower to vacuum, again, I think it's one of the easiest I've seen on the market. Some of them, I kid you not, are so fiddly, and I'm sure if you've used them before, you'll know exactly what I mean. Let me know in the comments if you have had that problem before. Trigger system, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love how you can operate it in low mode and just have it controlled on the trigger. That's pretty much how I used it with the blower. And then you can obviously use it sort of hands-free, as it were, or trigger-free, and just put it on the cruise control and have that complete control of where you want that power to be. But when it comes to brush cutters and trimmers and things like that, we don't tend to use these little straps. We find them more of a hindrance than a help. But with this, it took all of the weight off of your arms and you just used it freehand. When I was using it with the blower, I didn't use the strap because you want to be able to use it in lots of different angles I had the 12 amp hour battery on at the time and it was rather heavy, so you'd have seen that I went from one arm to two arms, giving my arm a little bit of a break now and again. Overall, very, very good blower and definitely recommend it. The link for this product is in the description below, so go and check out Ego's website or go and visit one of Ego's dealers that are nationwide in the UK. So we're Machinery Nation and we bring you videos every single week about tools and machinery. We hope to see you in the next one. Cheerio.